Welcome to Third Phase UFO Report. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON, and here is today's report. Well, the last couple of years have gone by pretty fast, and we have just gotten some news that could be very groundbreaking on the threat assessment that we've been hearing about that is possibly from UAPs. Is it from UAPs? Could it be Russia or China? You'll be surprised in this report what we break down, and what we show you is the real threat. So sit back, relax, buckle on in, and let's listen to this report.
From a national security perspective, identify those things that we see, whether we see them electro-optically, we see them with radar, we see them as eyewitness reports, through a myriad of different ways and avenues that we receive the information, and try to ascertain and determine if that information is a potential threat to national security.
National security? Is that what you meant to say? Yes, and this is where we hear that beautiful, beautiful word, threat. It's beautiful because the threat, it isn't us, but it can't be China or Russia, but it is. Maybe China, looks like it. Hypersonic missile went around the whole world in 1 hour. We did it, but it only lasted for 3 minutes, 6 minutes. We don't have the technology like China. As far as we know, the threat, maybe China. And that's what this is all about. China, they don't want us to know. This is when it started. They can't admit it. If they did, we would look like losers in the eyes of the world. We're supposed to be the most powerful country on the planet. Doesn't seem that way anymore. That's why this campaign was pushed out, to be maybe aliens. Oh, it's amazing what happens. It's amazing to listen to this stuff. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 days ago. It's a joke.
The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots. Then in 2017, they were made public by the New York Times.
But now we have videotapes from the United States military. Physicists have now analyzed these graphs frame by frame.
Here's a guy who flip-flopped so much that he just decided he can't flip-flop anymore, chose a side, and now is staying with it. He is saying that, we have all this wonderful evidence we can now analyze. Really? We really do. Like what? Video evidence of balloons, birds, drones, airplanes? Come on, man. I haven't seen a UFO yet from the government, from anyone that I know of. Come on, Michiu. You're better than this. I thought you were. You're now like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Sell out.
And we realize that no known commercial or military vehicle can reproduce the gyrations and the velocities of these objects.
And let me first preface by saying some of that material, that's provenance is frankly hearsay, while the provenance of some of this material has been substantiated. And ultimately, we're in the process of analyzing this material at 3 different levels. We're looking at its physical properties, its chemical, or if you will, molecular properties, and then ultimately its atomic properties.
Just curious, have we seen those materials? Have they ever gone public? No? That was a quick answer, no, because no, we haven't seen anything. No UFO materials, no nothing, nada, zip, zilch, zero. Thanks.
What do you think they're likely to reveal?
Well, it's interesting because Senator Marco Rubio said he would almost rather this was alien, because if it turns out to be China or Russia, then we're in big trouble, because the sorts of speeds and maneuvers and accelerations that these objects are capable of really is concerning.
Of course it's concerning, because it's China. Just say it. Say it with me, Nick Pope. Everybody, let's all do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's China! You know it. He knows it. I know he knew it. I know he figured it out. They didn't tell him. Nick Pope's a genius. He knew it was China. Come on, why else would we be doing this as a threat? A threat? Come on, they knew. Nah, he didn't really know. Nick Pope knows absolutely nothing. He doesn't even know where he is right now. Honestly, he didn't know.
And I hope that we're going to find out about that. It's interesting, just before Christmas, there were some leaks. Sitting in Office of Naval Intelligence is an organization called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. They're probably the ones drafting this report. Some leaks suggest they have not ruled out the extraterrestrial hypothesis.
Man, they are playing it well. We can't rule out that it's extraterrestrial. You can't do it. You just can't. E.T., 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 not Russia, not China, not even the U.S. E.T., E.T., E.T. Home phone. Man, phone it in. Unbelievable. It's so obvious now that we look back on this. They knew something wasn't right. They know. We knew.
Dr. Sapphire, do you maintain that same optimism?
I'll be honest, I'm with Harris. I don't like the unidentified portion. I mean, right now, we can't even protect ourselves from misinformation from China and our...
She knew. She knew. Misinformation from China. We can't even handle that. Amazing. See how it leaks out? You just have to know what to look for and listen for. And some of these people want it out so badly, they'll spit it out the only way they can.
Our southern border isn't even secure, so I want to know what these are, because I'm not very confident that we can protect ourselves should we need to. I'd like some more information, so I'm ready for them to release that report.
She said, I'm not even sure we can protect ourselves. It's almost as if she knows something we don't know, and I doubt she knows, but you don't know what's being spoken about behind closed doors at a news office, at a place where the news is being, put together. These people might know. And that's scary if they know that China's a threat, but we're going to say it's aliens. Amazing. That's what it looks like.
I know that there is information that has been collected by the U.S. government that has not been released to the public. And let the scientists debate what these phenomena are. We've now seen, as a result of reporting by the New York Times and others, the video evidence of these unidentified aerial phenomena. Let's put it out there, let people debate it.
And let people debate it? You know what that means? Let's put it out there and let the public talk about it so we can get a feel for what people are thinking, especially the UFO field, because they're the ones who have the most, invested in this ridiculous narrative that we have to listen to. But they can't tell us it's China or Russia. It's China, but they can't tell us, but they want to know what we're thinking. So throw it out there, he says. Man, this is all there for the taking. This is how we disseminate exactly what's being said behind the scenes, behind closed doors, under a hushed breath. It's amazing. Amazing. It's right there.
What is true, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there are there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
What do you take from this? What have we learned?
Well, this is certainly a historic moment for us, for our country, and I think for our military and our intelligence community. The government has formally and officially come out and informed Congress that these things are A, they're real, and 2, that they're not ours.
A huge win. A huge win because they think they got the message across, or they figured out that it's China. They know China infiltrated our military technology and stole it and advanced their technology years ahead of where they were to make a hypersonic missile go around the world in 1 hour. Yeah, great stuff. Way to go. I love national security. That's why Lue's always talking about a threat. The threat ain't us. He knows that. We don't know if it's China or Russia. Yeah, you do, Mr. Disinfo Doty. Come on, Lue.
Concentrating in just the last year and a half involving only military equities. And then the report further stipulates that a large majority of reporting really goes unreported.
So they're extraterrestrial. I mean, what's the other? I mean, let's just say it. I mean, what's the other explanation? Potentially.
Well, he's trying to come up with an answer, but he's stuttering. That's a pretty tough question. Yeah. He can't come up. He's got to think. Oh man, this is unbelievable. Let's just say it. It's extraterrestrial. You can see Lue's face. He's like, yeah. Tucker said he's saying the right things. Tucker gets it. Yeah, disinfo. It's ET. It's extraterrestrial. I may say it. I may not. But it's not China.
You know, Tucker, that's a fantastic question because, as we've said before, when I was an ATIP, this is something that could involve outer space, inner space, or frankly, the space in between.
Outer space, inner space, or space in between? What is he saying? Esoteric, spiritual, demons? Is it demons? Wow! That was amazing, right? I mean, come on. Lue is loving this. He's like, Tucker goes along with everything we tell him. It's just beautifully scripted, well said. Kudos to me. You can see it in his face. He's very happy, Lue is. This is great.
If you notice, the very first line in the report is, this is a preliminary report, which is indicative of the fact that hopefully there will be other reports forthcoming. But the question is, what is it? And of course, people jump to speculation it's from the Pleiades or something like that, when in fact, one of the hypotheses when I was an ATIP was that this could be as natural to Earth as we are. We're just now at a point where technologically we're advanced enough where we can begin to actually collect information on it and begin to try to figure out what it is.
And we still don't know how they're measuring this stuff, how they're detecting it and learning from it. What are these technologies that Lue speaks of that we can now detect and learn? I don't understand that. What, a better camera? 4K? What is it? You got a laser? You shooting lasers at stuff, Lue? Tell me. What technology do we have now that we didn't have before that we are able to examine and measure and test what these objects are? Hey, if they're not from this Earth or Pleiades and you don't know where, tell me at least what you are using to examine them. And we've never got that answer.
Among the possibilities they considered, debris in the air, atmospheric conditions, secret U.S. equipment, a foreign adversary's advanced technology, or simply other. A senior U.S. government official said they don't have enough data to identify the objects, but said there is no evidence they are extraterrestrials.
Wow, that's amazing. No evidence of extraterrestrials? Makes sense.
The long-awaited Pentagon report on UFOs was released today, and it echoes the reporting from 60 Minutes that there are a lot of unexplained sightings, more than 140 since 2003, including 11 near misses with U.S. aircraft. There is no evidence, the report says, that adversaries like Russia or China are behind them. So, these sightings remain a mystery.
See what happens? No evidence of China or Russia. They're really saying it. They don't say anything about us. You notice they don't say no evidence that it's Russia, China, or even America. They don't say that. They don't throw us in the mix because we want the American people to know that it may be us, but it can't be China or Russia. But it is. But it can't be Russia or China. It is. But it can't be Russia, China, but it's, China. Anyway, you got it. You get it. You got it? All right, good.
Well, the government has acknowledged that they don't know what these unidentified flying objects are, but it's something that, as far as I'm concerned, this is a preliminary report, and I mean preliminary. There needs to be a tremendous amount of government resources put into this, so we better understand it so it's not some kind of a fringe part of what government's doing. They've got to dive into this because we and the American people are entitled to know what the hell's going on.
It was really lackluster, but what makes me encouraged is how discouraged people are by what was put out, because it means that they want to learn more. The UAP task force had 6 months to compile something on a mystery that goes over decades, and they only had 2 staff members.
Corbell's so lame. He's trying to say it was a lackluster report because they only had 2 staff members to come up with every single sighting over the last 70-something years. That is such bull. You hire as many people as it takes because this was supposed to be out by law. It was supposed to be out because the law said so. And again, this side of ufology I'm not a fan of, where the do as I say, not as I do narrative comes from a side that I don't really think gets it. I think they don't care. They only care about themselves. This is all self-promotion. Corbell shouldn't even be here. Why he's even part of this makes absolutely no sense. Why? Because he's George Knapp's little boy, and George Knapp's his mentor, because he's bringing him on to show him the ropes, to show him how to lie? Come on, Knapp. Corbell is a stooge. He's just like DeLong. That's why they used him. He was the replacement for DeLong. And I have to say, well done. You got the idiot exactly where you needed him to be. The guy who'll believe anything. Mr. Gullibility. Mr. Yes, I will do whatever you say because all I want is to make a deal with the devil and have a little bit of extra notoriety in my life because I make crappy movies and I need as much help as I can, Corbell.
Oh, I know for a fact, I have been exposed to information. I know for a fact that the United States military knows a lot more about the UFO mystery, about these craft, and we are not seeing that in the report. But that's okay.
It's not okay, Mr. Vocal Fry Corbell. It's not okay because we're talking about it. This is the discussion. We're talking about UFOs, yay! That's the whole purpose of everything, to talk about ET, talk about aliens, because we don't want anybody to know about the threat that is China! We don't want anybody to know that, but Corbell can't figure it out. He's not that bright, let me tell you that. You just have to watch his movies to know that.
Because this is now the change where we can begin to talk about it and acknowledge it.
Yes, U.S. intelligence agencies have less than 6 months to tell Congress what they know about unidentified aerial phenomena, or what you and I might call UFOs.
As part of the COVID-19 relief and spending bill, intelligence agencies have less than 6 months to tell Congress what they know about UFOs.
If it's something outside this planet, that might actually be better than the fact that we've seen some technological leap on behalf of the Chinese.
Rubio would rather it be aliens, an unknown devil than the devil we know, rather than it be China. You see how they're throwing it off the scent of China? They just take it off of China and say, I'd rather it be aliens. Aliens we gotta worry about a little less than China. So I'd rather it be aliens. So it's gotta be that. I mean, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to say, hey man, I think it's aliens, and if it is, it's a much better, thing than it being China. Really? I'd rather be attacked by China than aliens, the unknown. A different species from another planet, perhaps within the Earth, who knows? And if it's otherworldly or possibly interdimensional. Yeah, that's right. Interdimensional. As Lou was talking about earlier in this video, right? Oh boy, man alive. I got it.
The Russians with some other adversary.
Let's just go down the rabbit hole here for a second. Let's just assume this is some sort of adversarial or foreign technology that several decades now has managed to leapfrog us and evade all 18 members of the intelligence communities.
Oh my God, he literally just told us the truth. Let's just imagine for a minute, he says, that it's one of our adversaries that leapfrogged us. Which is what happened recently. China leapfrogged us. How? God, I don't know, but I think they infiltrated us with their drones, with their far superior way of hacking. I don't know, but whatever it is, they have a hypersonic missile that can carry a nuclear warhead anywhere on the planet within an hour at its furthest point. I think that's leapfrogging us, considering we could only go 2 or 3 minutes with this technology that leapfrogged us. Come on, man. He just admitted it. Oh man, if you know what to listen for, it's absolutely amazing. See, this is why I was so against everything he was saying. Even though I don't have the proof, nobody's coming out saying that's actually what happened. But what makes the most sense? Aliens, or it's China, the threat, who just now, a week and a half ago, shot a missile around the world for the first time in history. Come on, that's the threat.
Our best human intelligence, signals intelligence, imagery intelligence, yada, 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 right? That would be an intelligence failure that would eclipse just about anything else this country has ever faced.
Obviously.
Especially if this has occurred for decades, that there's a foreign adversary that can put a nuclear warhead within moments over Washington, D.C.
That's what just happened.
That's a problem.
Unbelievable.
Frankly, there are a lot more sightings than have been made public. We're talking about objects that, engage in actions that are difficult to explain, that movements that are hard to replicate, that we don't have the technology for.
Lieutenant Graves told us pilots training off the Atlantic coast see things like that all the time.
Every day for at least a couple of years.
Wait a minute, every day for a couple of years?
Mm-hmm.
So every day for a couple of years, China's just sitting out there chilling with their tic-tacs, watching us, taking notes, trying to think of ways to beat us in an aerial attack. This is unbelievable if this is true. China may have shown us a rocket that can go around the Earth, not telling us or showing us the tic-tac version of a hypersonic craft that can stop on a dime and make right-angled turns at 10,000 miles an hour. We do not have the aircraft to do that.
Do you believe that there are objects in our possession, broadly defined our possession, that are from something other than this Earth?
What I will say about that is that I think that assertion should be taken seriously.
I thought Lou made a very solid point, and I'm embarrassed I hadn't thought of it before, which is this is, among other things, whatever these objects are, a potentially very grave threat to nation states. So where was the intelligence community in warning about this and learning more about it? Where were they?
Well, that has to be answered, absolutely. I mean, we are under siege. It's like there's a war of nerves going on, and if this was drones belonging to a foreign adversary, there would be an absolute outcry.
If this was drones from our adversaries, there would be outcry? What did he say, an outcry? Well, whatever. There would be a lot of people screaming and yelling. Don't you see what he just said? Don't you hear what he just said? What if it's drones from our adversaries? They keep bringing it up. Wake up. Do not be gullible. Do not believe everything these people are saying. I know you don't, but we have to keep doing this. We have to keep reminding people because they forget. They see people that they've watched for years that seem very nice and very humbled by their position in the field when in fact they're lying with a smile. What's worse, not knowing the threat or knowing the threat is China? Would you rather hear it's aliens? Yeah, and that's what people think when we talk to them in public. They think we're going to be attacked by aliens. Well done. Thank you. Have a nice day. I appreciate the lie, mainstream media. Now piss off.
And yet, the situation we're in, that we don't know what these things are and they might even be extraterrestrial, that's worse. So I agree with Lue Elizondo on this. This is a potential catastrophic failure of intelligence. And if it happened because skeptical bureaucrats were just saying to themselves, it can't be, therefore it isn't, then there must be a reckoning.
People tell me, when you say that, you can sound crazy. And I'll be honest, I'm not a UFO guy.
But from what I hear you guys saying, there's something.
Yes. Oh, there's definitely something that, I don't know who's building it, who's got the technology, who's got the brains, but there's something out there that was better than our airplane.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I'm Rich Giordano from GUFON. We'll have part 2 in 2 days, and I think you'll be pleased with the way this ends up. Some of you already know because you may listen to my show, watch the show every night, so you may know where this may be heading. But I still want to document it here on Third Phase UFO Report a little differently than I did on GUFON. So we'll be back in a few days. Again, you can catch GUFON every single night except for Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, Monday through Friday, and Saturday we do it for the UK at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you next time on Third Phase UFO Report. Take care, everybody.